Did you know there were various TV shows that were thought to be the next Game of Thrones, but ultimately didn't reach the same level of success? It's interesting to see how different shows attempted to replicate the formula that made Game of Thrones so popular, yet faced various challenges along the way. So, without further ado, let's get started to know more about them. Number 1. Westworld. Westworld emerged as a frontrunner in the race to succeed Game of Thrones, captivating audiences with its mind-bending blend of dystopian themes and Western aesthetics. The series, set in a futuristic amusement park populated by lifelike androids, promised a complex narrative rich in philosophical undertones and moral ambiguity. Led by a stellar cast including Anthony Hopkins and Evan Rachel Wood, the show's first season delivered on its potential, leaving viewers intrigued by its interconnected timelines and thought-provoking themes. However, as subsequent seasons unfolded, Westworld struggled to maintain its initial momentum. The intricacies of its plot became increasingly convoluted, alienating some viewers who found themselves lost amidst the labyrinthine storytelling. Despite its visually stunning set pieces and standout performances, the series failed to recapture the same level of acclaim and audience engagement that propelled Game of Thrones to cultural phenomenon status. While Westworld undoubtedly carved out its own niche in the realm of television, it ultimately fell short of fulfilling its early promise as the next great fantasy epic. Yet, its legacy endures as a testament to the ambitious storytelling and boundary-pushing creativity that continue to define the golden age of television. Number 2. House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon stands as a prequel spin-off to the iconic Game of Thrones, carrying the weighty expectation of inheriting its predecessor's cultural significance. Set nearly 2 centuries before the events of Game of Thrones, the series delves into the tumultuous history of House Targaryen, promising a gripping narrative of power, betrayal, and dragon-fueled intrigue. With a strong first season under its belt, House of the Dragon introduces audiences to a new ensemble of characters, navigating the treacherous political landscape of Westeros. Led by a talented cast including Fabian Frankel and Olivia Cook, the show offers a fresh perspective on the storied history of the Targaryen dynasty, exploring the events that laid the foundation for the epic struggles to come. While House of the Dragon has garnered widespread acclaim and secured a renewal for a second season, it has yet to achieve the same level of cultural impact as its predecessor. The series faces the daunting task of living up to the lofty standards set by Game of Thrones, a challenge that will ultimately determine its place in the annals of television history, as audiences eagerly await the unfolding saga of House Targaryen. Only time will tell if House of the Dragon can ascend to the heights of its predecessor or carve out its own legacy in the ever-expanding world of Westeros. Number 3. The Witcher. The Witcher entered the realm of television with high expectations, drawing from the rich source material of Andrzej Sapkowski's fantasy book series. Anchored by the charismatic performance of Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia, the series promised to fill the void left by Game of Thrones with its dark, fantastical world and intricate storytelling. Initially, The Witcher garnered attention for its strong lead performance and visually stunning production design. The first season offered a tantalizing glimpse into a world teeming with monsters, magic, and political intrigue, capturing the imagination of audiences craving epic fantasy adventures. Despite its initial popularity, The Witcher struggled to achieve the same level of mainstream recognition as Game of Thrones. While it found a dedicated fanbase, the series failed to break through into the broader cultural zeitgeist, falling short of the towering legacy left by its predecessor. As The Witcher continues its journey, navigating the complex web of alliances and conflicts in the continent, fans remain hopeful that future seasons will further explore the depths of Sapkowski's rich lore and propel the series to greater heights of acclaim. Only time will tell if The Witcher can transcend its origins and emerge as a true contender in the realm of fantasy television. Number 4. Black Sails. Black Sails set sail as a prequel to Robert Louis Stevenson's classic novel Treasure Island, offering a swashbuckling tale of piracy, treachery, and adventure. With aspirations to emulate the success of Game of Thrones, the series promised a gripping narrative set against the backdrop of the golden age of piracy. While Black Sails boasted impressive visuals and a captivating premise, it struggled to capture the same level of audience engagement as its fantasy counterpart. Despite its ambitious scope and cinematic flair, the series faltered in its portrayal of compelling characters and gripping storylines, leaving some viewers feeling adrift amidst its sea of narrative threads. Although Black Sails improved with subsequent seasons, finding its footing in the tumultuous waters of episodic television, it ultimately failed to command the same fervent following as Game of Thrones. While it found a loyal fanbase among enthusiasts of historical dramas, it never achieved the widespread acclaim and cultural impact of its esteemed predecessor. Number 5. True Detective. True Detective burst onto the television scene with its debut season, captivating audiences with its dark, brooding atmosphere and intricate narrative. Anchored by standout performances from Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, the series promised to rival Game of Thrones as one of HBO's flagship offerings. The first season of True Detective garnered widespread acclaim for its gripping portrayal of a murder investigation spanning decades, exploring themes of masculinity, philosophy, and existential dread. It seemed poised to become the next big thing in television, with viewers eagerly anticipating future seasons that could maintain its atmospheric intensity and narrative complexity. However, as subsequent seasons unfolded, True Detective struggled to recapture the magic of its initial outing. Despite the efforts of talented actors and writers, the series faltered in its attempts to maintain the same level of quality and intrigue, leaving some fans disappointed by its diminishing returns. Number 6. Marco Polo. Marco Polo embarked on a journey to bring the epic tale of the famed explorer to the small screen, promising a sweeping saga of adventure, betrayal, and political intrigue. With aspirations to rival the cultural phenomenon of Game of Thrones, the series ventured into uncharted territory, seeking to capture the imaginations of audiences with its ambitious scope and grandeur. Despite its lofty ambitions, Marco Polo struggled to find its footing in the crowded landscape of historical dramas. While it boasted impressive production values and lavish set pieces, the series faltered in its execution, failing to resonate with viewers on the same level as its esteemed predecessor. Number 7. Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power. Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power emerged as a beacon of hope for fans longing to return to the enchanting world of Middle-earth. With the backing of Amazon Prime Video and a formidable budget to match, the series promised to transport audiences on a grand adventure through the annals of Tolkien's rich mythology. As anticipation reached fever pitch, The Rings of Power debuted to great fanfare, drawing viewers into a world teeming with familiar faces and awe-inspiring landscapes. Yet, despite its grand ambitions and impressive production values, the series struggled to capture the same magic that made Game of Thrones a cultural juggernaut. While The Rings of Power boasted a dedicated fanbase and garnered praise for its faithfulness to Tolkien's vision, it failed to break through into the broader cultural zeitgeist in the same way as its fantasy counterpart. Number 8. Watchmen. Watchmen debuted as a sequel series to the original comic by Alan Moore, set 34 years after the events of the graphic novel. Showrunner Damon Lindelof crafted a narrative that delved into the complexities of a world where superheroes are outlawed, exploring themes of power, morality, and identity. The series boasted a talented ensemble cast including Regina King, Jeremy Irons, and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Despite critical acclaim and a devoted fanbase, Watchmen concluded after just 9 episodes, leaving audiences hungry for more. Number 9. Emerald City. Emerald City ventured into the whimsical world of The Wizard of Oz, offering a darker, edgier take on the beloved tale. With ambitious world-building and intricate storytelling, the series aimed to appeal to both fans of fantasy epics and mature audiences. However, despite its unique concept and visually stunning production design, Emerald City struggled to find its footing and was ultimately cancelled after 1 season. While it garnered some critical praise, it failed to resonate with audiences on the same level as its contemporaries. Number 10. The Wheel of Time. The Wheel of Time premiered as a high fantasy series on Amazon Prime, adapting Robert Jordan's acclaimed book series of the same name. The show promised to deliver epic world-building, complex characters, and gripping narratives in the vein of Game of Thrones. Led by a talented cast including Rosamund Pike and Joshua Stradowski, the series embarked on a journey through the mystical realm of the Wheel of Time. However, despite its grand ambitions and lush production values, The Wheel of Time faced criticism for its pacing issues and narrative execution. While it found a dedicated fanbase among enthusiasts of the fantasy genre, it fell short of achieving the same level of mainstream success as its esteemed predecessor. And that's all for you guys. If only we could. Consider this response your virtual like, share, and subscribe to all the fascinating information about these TV shows. Ding! Consider the bell icon hit.